I don't know, guys. Are we sure this one was ready to be released? Welcome to the Stockboy Gaming channel. Today I'm looking at the Kanjo SJ, Blista Kanjo and Sugoi, all of GTA Civics going up against each other. I've got street and track setups for each of these cars. It's going to be a lot of fun, a little bit of different scenery, something that you're not really used to on the channel, but we've also got cinematic video and testing for everything on your screen as always. So, should be a good time. And the first weird thing, why's the Sugoi got a V8? And it's not even facing the right way, but that's okay. We've got some other weird stuff here. If you're a muscle fan, maybe you're sitting there going, oh, Civics suck, muscle's the best. Well, we're going to put that to the test with the Gauntlet Hellfire also, and in case you didn't know, it's got 4 low.
What the f, dude?
Lots of weird stuff happening here in the video, and I'm excited to get going. You're most likely here to see the Kanjo SJ and how it hangs with these other cars. Not going to disappoint you there, and my boy Donner's going to hook us up with the track version of the car once we hit the speedway. But we're going to the Puerto Dragway first, and here's how it's going to work. I'm going to put the 2 classic Civics, I guess if you want to call them that, up against each other, and then we will have the Sugoi and the Hellfire take each other on. The winner of each battle will take on the winner of the other battle. Going to the 8th mile line, we can see the Blista Kanjo, the older Civic, at least in the game. It's got an advantage to the 8th mile. It's extending that lead to the quarter mile. And it gets even more ugly on the way to the half mile, so things maybe not looking great for the Kanjo SJ out of the gate. How's the Sugoi going to hang with the Hellfire? And this might be a weird one to you guys, but there's a reason I got these in here. You can see the Hellfire beats it to the 8th mile line. It's going to beat it as well to the quarter, but maybe not by quite as much as you would expect. So how about the Kanjo, Blista Kanjo, and Gauntlet Hellfire? You might be laughing, but you forget this Civic has a laptop. If you know anything about fast Civics, that's kind of scary. Going out to that 8th mile line, the Blista Kanjo is going to take the lead. I bet you didn't see that one coming. And can the Gauntlet Hellfire claw its way back to the quarter mile? Just barely, but man, that Blista Kanjo is fast. I'm just kidding, that wasn't real. Blista Kanjo and Kanjo SJ very, very slow to the quarter mile. Really, really unfortunate. They're both basically 12-second cars. The Gauntlet Hellfire does take this first matchup, but it's just one of many. And now it's time to go meet up with my boy Donner. Let's see how he's doing on that new Kanjo SJ. Donner, man, you have outdone yourself. This thing is awesome. It sounds great. Uh-oh. Donner, stop revving it. Watch that manifold. Donner, no! Donner, man, he can never do anything right, can he? Anyways, we're on our way to the speedway, and we've got the Blista Kanjo running here at the speedway first. I'm a big fan of this car. Some of you guys might be wondering what it's doing in the video. There is a pretty decent reason for it, but the Sugoi is pretty quick. So is that Blista Kanjo going to be able to hang with the Sugoi? Is the new Kanjo SJ going to be able to hang with the Sugoi? And the biggest question, can any of them hang with the Gauntlet Hellfire? This is one of the favorite cars in the game for a lot of people. It's here for a reason. We got a little tuner versus muscle battle going. This new Kanjo SJ, I like the way it looks. Aside from the weird stuff you saw at the beginning of the video, it's a really solid car. And when you look at the speed, oof, it's down there. So the Kanjo SJ is way, way down at the bottom again. But the Sugoi tops the Gauntlet Hellfire. We got a battle up top and a battle at the bottom. We're going to see how these guys do at the track, though. This is the big test. How do they put everything together on a track? Top speed doesn't necessarily matter here. Most of what we're looking at is handling. And the Kanjo SJ and the Blista Kanjo, natural rivals, I guess you could say, here in GTA Online now. We're going to see how these two do here. Coming through this first sector, you're going to see the Blista Kanjo has a slight lead. It also accelerates better. That's going to help it coming out of that hairpin. As we come through here, we go uphill through these double right-handers. You've got me burping. And then you have the Kanjo SJ coming out on top through that section. So the Kanjo SJ handles incredibly well. I've seen people talking about how it doesn't handle well online. I don't know what they're talking about. I absolutely love it. The back end slides just a little bit. You get a little bit of oversteer with the front wheel drive, which is awesome. And you can see through these tighter corners, even on faster corners, it has an advantage over the Blista Kanjo. Now, none of these cars are tested with the crazy camber options. I've talked about that about a million times. The Blista Kanjo and Kanjo SJ will both be faster with the cambered options, which is just flat out stupid. Whatever. Do the cambered options if you want, but these are similar options, realistic options, and the Kanjo SJ comes out on top here. So that's interesting, and that was a pretty big gap too. Now, the muscleheads out there, we've got your Gauntlet Hellfire versus the Sugoi. It is Hellcat versus Civic Type R here on a track. Can all that power from the Gauntlet Hellfire be put to the ground on a racetrack? It's not looking good so far. We've got that Sugoi, I guess it is. Yep, the Sugoi is out front. And the Gauntlet Hellfire is struggling a little bit for traction. So this really is a traction versus power battle. Through the corners, the Sugoi's got the advantage. And then once we get on these straightaways, that Gauntlet Hellfire comes roaring back. So we're going to have to see how this plays out all the way to the end. I have a feeling this is going to be a pretty solid battle. That Sugoi grips really well. It handles incredibly well for a front-wheel drive car, and it's got a big gap coming to this reverse start-finish line. As we come around this final chicane and the long sweeping corner, can the Gauntlet put down enough power to get up there with the Sugoi? You can see a big gap here, but now that Gauntlet Hellfire is going to be in a drag race with the Sugoi coming down this front stretch. It's not going to catch it. The Sugoi absolutely stomps the Hellfire here. So Hellfire has an advantage on the drag strip, but that's about it when it comes to the Sugoi. We'll see how that plays out with the speed score. Now we're going to see the Kanjo SJ kind of beat the crap out of the Blista Kanjo, and the Sugoi beat the crap out of the Gauntlet Hellfire. So maybe this is the strength of the SJ, and it's going to get absolutely annihilated by the Sugoi. The Kanjo SJ handles so well, but as we've seen, it's incredibly underpowered. It's so frustrating. We absolutely need a house version of this car. I don't understand how these Civics are so slow in this game, especially on a track. I mean, give it a little more power, maybe. Plus, they're in the tuners class. You can't even race this thing in the tuner class. So, I don't know what they're doing, but as you're going to see here, the Sugoi absolutely just obliterates the Kanjo SJ. So as we come down here, Sugoi, like I said, I haven't said it yet, it's pretty underrated. It's a really solid car in this game, and that's one of the big things I wanted to show you guys in this video. It's going to finish before the Kanjo SJ can even get on the final straight. So the Sugoi is absolutely on the top here when it comes to lap times, but the Kanjo SJ is over a second faster than the Blista Kanjo. That's pretty awesome. That's a huge gap. So handling-wise, it handles better than the Blista Kanjo. The Sugoi handles better than the Gauntlet Hellfire, and here's what that means for the speed score. Sugoi on top of your precious muscle car. Uh-oh. When it comes to overall performance, the Sugoi is better, and the Kanjo SJ is better than the Blista Kanjo. This thing is an absolute monster, and I'm not talking bad about it. It's a lot of fun. People love it for a reason, and you should love it. It's a great car. Tons of fun, lots of oversteer. If you don't have it, you need it. The Blista Kanjo, to me, is a must-have. I like Hondas. Say what you want. I like Hondas. They're cheap, and they're easy to make go fast. Cheap cars are fun. Ask people who have expensive cars, like, I don't know, Jeremy Clarkson and the guys from Grand Tour Top Gear. They'll tell you, cheap cars are sometimes more fun. It's a video game, but hey, I'm going to stick to that argument. The Blista Kanjo is great. The Sugoi is fantastic. For me, it's based on my real-life car. I love this thing. It rips around my test track, and it's really underrated, which is one of the things that I wanted to show you guys in this video. It's expensive, but for a front-wheel drive car, it handles really well. It's a lot of fun. How about this Kanjo SJ? Should you buy it? Well, I tell you what, I'm going to have two. The only reason I'm going to have two is, well, I like Civics, and I really like this. I want a track build EG or EK Coupe, maybe hatchback. So I'm a little biased. I really like the car. It's so slow though. That speed score is miserable, and it doesn't make sense. So it's up to you, really. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know what you think in the comments. If you didn't, let me know what you think in the comments. Give me a like, all that stuff I'm not good at. Hopefully you'll subscribe if you're not already. Thanks again, and I hope to see you next time.